sure you guys can press C to open your character sheets. You all should also be able to see your character tokens down here at the bottom of the screen. And look at that lovely little world map we have. Because apparently the lady who drew the world map for Blackbirds also drew the world map for fucking that goddamn, what is it, the Coast expansion with the magic school? Y'all know the one.
Oh,
yeah, she drew the Strixhaven map, like the one with all the campuses.
Nice.
She also did some for Warhammer and fucking Legend of the Five Rings. So, you know, she gets around.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh, there's a Blackbird's glossary somebody's been working on.
Where? Link?
Linking it right now. It's in the Discord for them.
Alright.
It's right here. We actually put it into the resources channel so we all can see it.
How to pronounce words.
Yeah, how to pronounce things.
I forgot to pick languages.
You're what?
I forgot to pick languages.
Everyone did. It's fine.
Okay.
I just
Who the fuck needs outsiders to be explained how to pronounce? Come on, guys.
Good question. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention during the question either.
Also, I just want to point out that I'm right and you're wrong, CJ. So eat shit. It is odd. All right, I'm done now. That's all
I disagree, but
you are allowed to do so. I'm very happy that they didn't try to
this is wrong
right
because it is Theurge, it's not Thurge.
Thurge?
So it's not.
Yeah, no.
Also, Pythonic. This is not.
Some of these words really should not need a pronunciation guide. Like some of them, I get.
Yeah, it is not. It's also.
Also, they spelled
word
cunning as a word cunning. So this is very not.
This is a very well thought out.
It gives some general overview of things, but it is not right on pronunciation. So I'm going to stick with Ode because it is based off of Odin.
This is a high effort shit post if ever I've seen one.
This is a high effort shit post. You know what?
What's a high effort shit post?
Hey, Ryan.
I like how this thing just says odd, a mystic force. That's all you get from what odd is. Just not even magic. Just it's a thing. All right, so Spite is on there, which is only relevant to you. Really, CJ?
Yes, really. I'm calling your ass out. Also, we're live, so you know they can hear it because I also posted it.
I don't care that they can hear it. I don't think that we're gonna get anyone actually responding to this during gameplay, but if we do, then let's be real, one or both of us are gonna jump to notice.
Right.
Thank you, ADHD. We love you. Stop fucking hitting me with the hammer now.
For real. Alright, so we got that. That's there. Got the stream set up. Got roles. Got who's talking in the bottom left-hand corner. Which will light up when we say, you know, who's talking.
Did we post this on the on my server too, or should I probably?
You can go ahead and do that. I should just set up a bot that does it. I probably will.
You have your thing say we're streaming Pathfinder on your channel.
I'm gonna
change the game. There, I got just change the game
that's glorious. Okay, I was about to tell Blackbird wrong because I'm a dumb.
I need to give a slight warning if my character or like my way of talking sounds a little odd at any point during the game. I'm taking new medication and it tends to get me high.
I'm on my second day of my mental medication being increased, so I feel you.
Yeah, so I might not just respond immediately. Like,
I love her to death, but it's better than another person of the lady type persuasion in my other game that next time I stream. So yeah.
I do not think you will get to that point where it is a problem.
No.
Okay,
If you
good.
do, we will tell you there's always a deeper hole to fall into. For real.
Seriously, I can't wait for this campaign because I just want to be one of the boys, you know? Just back at home, the guys just respect me. They just come for me for like scheduling issues and like getting new people in.
I hope you're a Valley girl. I really do. I hope
I'm
your
a
voice is
pick-me girl. I am a pick-me girl that's part of a cult, but she doesn't know it.
The culty pick-me.
She just thinks she's one of the boys.
Alright, we should, we'll introduce our full characters when we get to them then. So
Okay.
we got that. I'm gonna mute the stream, so I can play the... Indeed.
Hey, we're already starting off the hire.
And welcome everyone to Exploding Dice Godless Remnants, our Blackbird's RPG live play role-playing podcast. I am, of course, your host and inimitable beast guy with slashy bits, CJ. Joining me, of course, in this romp that we have is the Fate Weaver himself, Nexus. Hi, Nexus. Cool, good talk. Going down, so I should have done this before then, but I am playing, what the hell's my character's name? Kimono. I changed my character's name, I had it in my last one. I am playing Kimono, the Path of Odin Ritual Beast Boy. We're gonna go down the list here. Besties, hi besties, who are you playing?
I am playing the Jotunkin, Biff Bog Woog.
Big bear hug, got it.
Choking on ice cubes. Got it.
And then we have Bland. Hi, Bland.
Hi. I am playing Firite Elixir, a Orewalker Damien, who is a craft and expertise blacksmith.
Awesome.
I didn't realize your guy hovered outside of Hot Topic for 8 hours a day.
And
Someone's got to have some edge.
and we have Q. Hi, Q.
Hi, what's up?
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Alvaro of Florent, a human noble who specializes in the path of... what's it called again? Craft and expertise. I didn't just forget it.
Nope. Well, at least you didn't forget your character's name, so, you know, you're still a buff.
You only changed your character's name like an hour ago, so it's good that you got that part right.
Oh, yeah.
And we have Kairos. Hi, Kairos.
Hi, I'm playing Kairos, a human scholar who is a Path of Odin ritual.
And we have Rykor. Hi, Rykor.
Well, howdy there. I'm playing Roland, a farm boy who's just got a dream for adventure and glowing. And I'm just gonna happy to be along with everyone.
Death
I hope we're
Flag
all good
number
friends.
One.
That's number 2 there too.
Oh, yeah. Farm boy and want to be friends. So we have 2 death flags. Anybody want to keep track of the death flags we have for Rykor?
Well, it depends. Do you count my hungering to be the big hero of the day?
Are you 2 weeks away from retiring too?
Well, I'm just starting out. I don't have much experience, but I make up for it with heart.
You have a good relationship with your parents, right?
Oh, I love my parents. I got my pa, my mom, my 2 brothers, and my sister. I got to make sure I'm sending money back for her.
I'm
got to
taking
make sure her salary is
I'm
nice
taking
and big.
Rykor in the Deadpool, 100%.
For all you voters out, all you viewers out there, make sure to comment who you think's gonna die first in this grim and perilous adventure.
And then we have Mo Bear. Hi, Mo.
Hi, I'm playing Kuma, who, she's just one of the boys, just like really chill, really cool to get along with, and I am just such a great member of my community, and the community leaders just love me so much. They gave me a leading role also. People say it's like really strange because they have to make a lot of sacrifices, but I'm just one of the boys, and it's totally not a cult, okay?
Hashtag not a cult.
Stop saying it's a cult. I'm just one of the boys, and I just happen to be a great member.
Make Erebos great again. Oh boy, if you want to know what Blackbird's all about in here, character creation, go back and listen to session 0 that we did last week. You'll go through everybody but Q and Bland's characters. And yeah, I will go ahead then and toss it over to Nexus to get the ball rolling. Go ahead, sir.
Hello and howdy, everyone. I am your wonderful, horrible Fate Weaver for the night. We will be bringing our lovely cast of soon-to-be cadavers onto a terrifying adventure through the world of Erebos. Thankfully, most of the terrifying things aren't on my end. That's just how the world works. And when you are brought and born in a world where the gods have died and those that are still alive are barely even conscious, supplanted by mortals who, as always, think they know better, you get to see some interesting things. First things first, I would like each of you to do me a kindness and roll a D100. You can see them right in the chat tab at the very bottom right. Most of you have played with me on Foundry before, or on your own, so you should remember where the button is.
I haven't changed my dice.
All of you players and viewers can now pay close attention to who has gone out of their way to change their dice to look pretty and fancy, and look down with shame upon all those who have yet to do so. During our first intermission, I will tell all of our players how to change their dice, but they had their opportunity and they squandered it, so they will have to wait until then. Unless they just know how to do it, in which case, they will only have half of the shame. As it is traditional with Blackbirds, we will be starting this session, our first proper session, with the weaving. And, as is traditional with Blackbirds, a success in this game is whoever rolled the lowest. In this case, that would be our good old friend Roland here. So Roland, because you rolled the lowest and therefore are the biggest winner today, so far, you get to decide if we're going from lowest to highest or highest to lowest.
To do what now?
That's the question, isn't it?
Let's go highest to lowest. I like to give myself a little bit of time there.
Sure. In that case, Firelight, our sole daemon, is going to be the one that we start with. It has been ages, hundreds upon thousands of years, since the stilling. When the Ace, your once brethren, caused a grand magic, or perhaps curse, to befall you and your brethren. The daemon, those who split themselves apart, to become more like the mortals they sought to protect, took on aspects of the land itself. And that became their weakness. For the stilling pushed them to reclaim more of their natural states. Those daemon, those who sought to be a force of change for the positive in the world, became just like the stones and trees and eternal ice their bodies chose to mimic, falling into an eternal slumber. But you have been roused by something you can only just barely make out at the tip and ends of your senses, a tickling, fluttering, strange sensation like you've never felt before, but you know instinctively the cause of. You hear it. You hear it with your ears, so hardened into stone and ore. You feel it, like a hammer blow striking the steel of your heart, causing it to spark like flint. You know it to be fate eternal, the three sisters, the Norns, that dictate what is, what was, and what will be. You open your eyes to a world that does not exist, to a memory of what should be and never will be. You turn and see land before you. 1,000 glittering strides of glass, painted. You find yourself amidst a menagerie of beasts and birds and folk that you've never seen before, moving so slowly as if to be stuck in molasses. They struggle. They wish so desperately to be free, but they are stuck here. With every centimeter they push forward, they cut and scrape upon this glass. You watch as every one of their wounds bleeds sunlight, as every gash and twist and twig of every sprain ushers forth an endless sea of white and gold. And you feel it within you. A reverberation. You feel it within you. A question yet unasked. Who are you? How will you answer?
I write Elixir.
What would you control?
I don't seek to control, I seek to help.
Whom do you trust?
No one.
Who is your foe?
My brothers, the Ace.
Whom would you betray? With every question, you can see that the world around you begins to change a little. Slowly, a forest is built from this plane. Trees made of molten glass, a deep and horribly hot onyx rise from nothing. Spiders and scorpions loom. But you must still answer.
Who would I betray? Pyrate asks himself this internally. Who would I betray? If it means I get the answers to fighting and destroying those who wronged us, wronged the world, anyone.
Pyrite, what must you conceal?
My lust for knowledge.
You are one of 7. Seek them out to become whole. You are one of 7. Where the ebb and flow of fate has poured your unformed souls into molds to be hammered. You are one of 7. And may that be a blessing more than it is a curse. And your dream is no more. You wake up and you are different. You awake and you are more. You arise, for you are soon to be whole. Alright. Next is going to be... Looks like CJ rolled his World Builder General, then rolled again as Kimono, so we'll use his second one as his new one since it's his current name. Which means that next is going to be... Kuma.
Yes.
You're just one of the guys, right?
Oh my god, just one of the boys.
Just trying to have a good time, want to be an upstanding member of the community.
Oh yeah, I organize everything, the rituals, the sacrifices, the late night bonfires, everything,
All the good stuff.
The barbecues also as well, but
Of course,
never go
of
wrong.
course. Do you sleep well?
Oh, most nights, yes.
Do you have a nice bed?
Yes.
It's comfortable, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty comfortable.
One of those things where you could just lay down and instantly find yourself brought into the lands of Hypnos.
Oh yeah, just so comfortable.
Your day was normal. As normal as it gets. And when you finish, you weren't tired per se, but you could use a nap. Everyone can use a nap every now and then.
Yeah,
You
why not?
lay down on your bed and find yourself rapidly being brought into a sleep beyond any that you've ever had before. You lay down, and when your eyes open once more, you are in a forest of glass. Trees and grass and even more are built from twisted, painted mockeries of a world that should be civilized. You stare into these reflections, these reflective surfaces, and see scenes of carnage and beauty. You see paintings. You see triumphs. You see knives and daggers in the dark. You see fangs and fury and more. Something hidden there. There are words, languages, things lost to time, and even more that are waiting for you. It must be you to uncover them.
Like, is it waiting for like right now?
Oh, you can stay where you are.
She's gonna get up and be like, "Oh, what's happening?" Like, and look around, see if there's anything she needs to do.
Of course. You stand up, walk around. Every step you take leaves you pierced and slashed, just enough to draw blood, adding more to this macabre tapestry before you, leaving traces of yourself everywhere you go. You can hear it now. A crinkling, twinkling sound of something crushing the glass beneath its feet, paws, or, well, boots, perhaps?
I go towards the sound.
Towards the sound, you find more trees, taller, thicker, more healthy. They're certainly greener. Greener with an acre of what must be insects or something else. There's something about these trees. A verdant green and milky white. You get closer and closer, so much so that your breath fogs up the glass. And in it, you see that a word has been written. A sentence. Who are you?
Well, my name is Kumo, and I am the organization leader of our community. Jasper just puts so much trust in me. He just trusts me so much to organize all these events. Like, there's a lot, and I am so equipped to handle it. It's just a gift.
Who do you love?
I don't know what you're talking about. I love myself. Just self-love is important. Don't know what you're talking about.
Who deserves to live?
Our community. We all deserve to live.
Who
Unless, of course, the leader asks otherwise. But yeah.
Who deserves to die?
Sinners.
What do we own?
We? We, as in my community. We own the land and, you know, the jobs and the houses and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Why were you born?
Do you want the details? Or why was I born? Oh, the meaning of life. Oh, I don't know. The meaning of life is a very complex question. It has a different meaning for everyone. Why were you born?
What breeds hope?
Faith and kindness.
As you say these words, the tree splinters down the center. There's something here, something important. Something that you need. You don't know who's asking you these questions. You feel like you should. You feel like you must. But there's something about it. Something that is held away from you. Something that should be your right, but it isn't.
I look into the splintered tree.
You see a bird.
Oh, it's a little bird. What kind of bird?
It's unclear. You stare at it with unflinching concentration, and its shape seems to meld and morph, being twisted as if molten glass. For a second, it's a crow with 7 legs. For another, it seems to be a robin, a raven with 7 eyes. And in just one more instant, it is nothing except a mirror reflecting yourself and 6 shadows. You 7 are birds of a feather. You are one, parts of a greater flock. You are nothing, a child of sin and virtue, a liar. You must become more, else the world will break around you. Gather them. They must come together.
You know, liar is a bit much. I wouldn't call myself a liar exactly. I tend to exaggerate the truth, maybe, but I don't know about a liar. And are these just like 6 other versions of me? Because like they all look like me, which is a good thing.
An interesting question. And as you ask them to, it's not entirely clear what, you feel yourself waking up. And it is just as you wake up that another is pulled into their own weaving. Alright, which poor bastard's next? Looks like Kairos.
Nope, never.
Things were supposed to be better today, Kairos. You had a plan. More than a plan, you had flawless execution. It was you and one more. You would make things right. You would gather more than you thought was possible. You would do great things. So where did it all go wrong?
When he turned on me, was not expecting my mentor attempt to use me as a human sacrifice in the ritual.
Magic is a powerful thing. The outsiders are not benevolent. Perhaps it was fortune. Perhaps it was fate. But that man got away with less than he expected and more than he bargained for. But you survived. A scar or two is fine, but vengeance will be had. And as you are drifting away to the lands of, well, one will hope that it's not the dead, you find yourself in a place that you've never seen before. It is not the twisting hell of the lands beyond, where the outsiders roam and make their own playground. And it is not the wondrous places that those who believe will say that the old gods will take them. Instead, you find yourself ensconced in glass, a tower, a tree. It's impossible to tell. Surrounded as you are by what appear to be large beasts. Their bodies are cumbersome, weighed down by light itself. The world is fighting against them. They are cursed in their existence, but they are more than capable of resisting that which is natural. There are shards and blades of glass that pierce their very flesh. But they still attempt to soldier on, some inching and inching closer to you, as if the act of devouring you will empower them to something new. You can see it in their eyes. The secrets that they hold, the power held between every individual muscle as they bleed off white excess. You are trapped. But is that not why you went down your path? To give yourself options?
It is. And I would attempt to make use of those options to step away by walking between.
You wish to walk between them, these beasts that wish to devour you so? Or is there another destination you have in mind? Will you fling yourself into chaos itself? You won't survive. That is a fact. It is written. It is said. The thread has been pulled, and if you do it, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it will be cut.
Unfortunate.
But there are worse things than death. The beasts around you growl, becoming more insistent, becoming more and more. They hunger for it. They hunger for you. But there is something to them. There is something within them. Their blood sings of power unending. It screams to you. There is a melody here that is wrapped in chaos. You watch now as the blood slows out of their wounds, dripping down like maple syrup from trees, the sap of something eternal. And it reaches the ground, planting itself, impregnating the world around it, forcing a new life to be born. There is a sapling there now. In the one spot you watched, and there and more betwixt. They grow. They grow into more than just a tree, but flowers, a field of glass and shards of pain and something else. One in particular calls out to you. One made from the blood, the heart's blood of a beast. But all you need do is reach out to grab it.
I'll stretch my finger, just touch it.
Who are you? You hear in your mind now. A voice like dry paper. A voice like a woman in the desert who has never had a drop of water in her life. It is raspy. It is final. It is a foregone conclusion what your answer will be.
I'm Kairos.
Who do you trust?
No one. Not anymore.
Who would you save?
Those that are within my power to save.
What would you sacrifice?
Everything.
Why were you born?
Stroke of misfortune. Or fortune, depending how one sees it.
And who is your foe?
those who have corrupted and brought our world low, the kings, the queens, the princes, the failures of their leaders make the people suffer.
Your finger is cut by this flower you so grasped, and from your wound bleeds black, mixing with the ethereal white that the beasts have been blood. They watch it, every last drop that flows from your body. They desire it so much. They yearn for it, and they struggle harder, not just for that which is fallen, but for that which is still to fall. And they die for it. This too was fate. As they tear themselves apart on the blades of... You see it now. From where there was one flower, now there are 7. From where there was one message, now it is more. For you are one of 7. And where fortune and misfortune are planted as seeds, you shall be the one who reaps the final reward. And you wake. Alright, what poor soul's next? Looks like Alphys. Alphys, can you hear me? Or rather, are you now Alvaro?
Alvaro.
Gone through some changes, haven't you?
A few recently.
I suppose it can't be helped, can it?
Some things can't be helped. Others can.
You can feel it in your blood, can't you, Alvaro? You were born in a time of great upheaval, for better or for worse. You've been having these dreams for a while now. They've been growing less like happy thoughts and memories, imagination and things that can and be and should be but won't be, that can't be, they will never be. And more like haunting echoes. The jeers of those who call themselves your equal, your brethren. And they're different now. You find yourself amidst a circle of corpses. Scent of decaying bodies causes your nose to turn in on itself. Even as you see prismatic fumes rising from each of them, glittering like the rainbows in the sky. Now that you look, there's something off about this place. You feel as if you are stuck deep in the catacombs of your family's manor. The bodies that surround you even remind you of your ancestors. There is more to them than that. You see places where their bodies have begun to twist, become more than what they were, perhaps less. Places where their bones stick out of their flesh, forcing past it in this strange osteoporotic manner, honeycomb-like fashions, showing you strange symbols and gestures inside. There are images within them, these macabre things, if you seek them out. They tell a tale, or so they say.
I look closer. I inspect it. I see what it reminds me of. I try to read it like a book or like a story.
There are no words here, and yet you can tell that there is something. It's more than pictures and images, it's feelings. And you can see them. The places where wounds littered their bodies, where their bones have been broken, and it is only by faith that they knit themselves back together. Where disease has brought them low, and it was only glory that brought them back on high. Or perhaps it was pride, or something else that you don't have the words for. And you remember this. You remember this in the lessons that you've been given since you were young, and that you are more than what you were born in. That you must be more, for what you have is dwindling. You see in the bones the records of what is past, those who've fallen in order to give you opportunity, and those who've squandered it. You get closer, and there's something odd, trapped like soap bubble, a prismatic rainbow something caught within the holes of the bones.
I reach carefully, keeping respect to the bodies of those who came before.
It seems not to matter. When you touch them, they shatter. They turn into a fine dust, their clothes withering before your very eyes. The wind itself only now returning to itself and forming words, ones that vibrate and resonate within your very being. Who are you?
Alvaro of Florence.
Who is your family?
In my mind, I picture a once regal dynasty, a gold palace in the middle of the desert, wealth brimming out from within. And slowly the image fades. All I see is blood, violence, and war.
Who is your foe?
Not what. Not them. My foe is something else entirely. And I picture the world around me. All around Erebos, there's war, and famine, and fear. That's my enemy.
Who deserves to live?
Everyone. Everyone deserves a chance.
Who deserves to die?
That's not up to me. I can't decide that.
What would you sacrifice?
I picture that wealthy gold citadel standing out amongst the desert. And then I picture every book in our library. And then I picture every warm moment I ever had with the help around the house. People are hurt. The world is hurt. If it's to help, if it can heal, then I think I'd sacrifice almost anything.
Why were you born?
I look down, and the closest one, the closest body with the wound on it, are they still there?
There are 5 bodies remaining. The last one you touched has withered into dust.
I pull out a bandage, and even more gently this time, trying my best to smile while I veer down. And then I answer. To help.
And in your mind, you see several things at once. A being of stone and ore, lost in a time not their own. A man who has been gut like a fish, only barely clinging to survival, holding on to something through a will not their own. A young woman surrounded by shadows, a smile ever present on her face. And more and more and more. There are things yet obscured from you. Things you wish you could see. Things that must only make sense when you are all together. But one thing is ever present. There is blood. There is glass. There is glory. And there is death. You are one of 7. 7 who might combat the end. You are one of 7. An ill-fitting cast within a mold. But one that burns hot. For you were born in the fires of dust. For you will be molded into the shape that your soul most requires. And you are gone. Did Biff Bog ever roll?
I think I did.
Just farther up from something I just don't see? Yeah, I just don't see it.
No, I pressed the button and forgot to press roll. It's all cool.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that sometimes. Conveniently, you're next. You're a big boy, ain't you? Tall where others are small. Stout where others are brittle. You've grown more than you were ever meant to. In a world that no longer is fit to accommodate you. What do you seek? What, if anything, is left for you?
I don't know. Just I hope to find somewhere I can call home.
For you, the dreams are no less frequent than the last. At times they are comforting, a mother's embrace in the loneliest of nights. And at times they are frightening. The feel of spiders and vermin scratching at your innards, tearing you apart from the inside out. But tonight, there's silence. A strange thing. A peace that is rare among your rest. A calm that is more than what you've ever felt before. Tonight, you feel eyes landing on you. Tonight, you can hear the sounds of thread being pulled, of scissors being oiled and sharpened. Tonight, something will change, for better or worse. And so when you disappear into the land of dream, and as the coziness overwhelms you, as the fear deserts you, as the warmth encircles you, you find yourself deep in the forest. It is a forest like none you've ever seen, with trees made of grotesque, misshapen bodies, where bones splinter out of flesh like vines and branches. Or you can see the twisted faces of someone in mortal pain, etched in every line of every tree, where the bark more resembles the chitin of insects, and every brush of the wind through the branches sounds like the skittering of a swarm. And then, and only then, now that your brain has processed that which should not happen, and now that you've held yourself against the terror that is soon to arise, it begins to rain. A subtle, bloody thing. A light drizzle, giving the entire place a faint misting of reds and whites and blacks. And as each droplet of rain falls upon your body, you are filled with a numbness. You are filled with the deep, unending urge to become one with it. To become one with the ocean. The ocean slowly being built by the biblical tide that rains. Your mind becomes fuzzy. In fact, there is nothing tying you to where you are. In fact, who are you?
I'm Biff Bog.
Are you sure? The waters plead. Surely you must not be. You are with us. You are us.
Oh, my name is Biffbog. The name my mother gave me.
Mother. You have a mother. Is she your family? Do you love her?
Yes, very much.
You love her. She's your family.
Yes.
Does she know you're not her child? Does she know that you are a lost one?
It doesn't matter how you met. Just it matters where we are now.
Do you trust her?
Yes.
Is there anyone else you trust? Anyone else you can trust?
I don't really know anyone else, but I'd like to trust people.
Is that what you long for? Is that who you are?
I'm not sure.
Surely you must know. You were born for a reason. You are a dying breed. Wouldn't it feel better to join us? To let it all go?
No. I have to go on.
But for what? For who? What legacy will you leave? What is more important than returning from whence you came?
My mother always said that I was big enough to carry the world's pain on my shoulders. And I don't want people to feel pain. I want people to be good.
Good. What is good? Do you know what you are? Do you know what they've done? Do you realize how many enemies stalk around you? Do you understand that you are prey? They would use you, you know. Abuse you. They would drain you until there's not an ounce left. No good, no evil. No idealism. Just strength. What will matter when you are nothing but a tool for others? What will matter when they bring the axe to your mother, the blade to your siblings, the torch to your village?
I won't let them.
Do you even know who your enemy is?
People who cause pain. People who hurt others but don't deserve it.
You'll be fighting the entire world.
That's what I have to do. I'll do it.
Beneath you, the rain has caused a flood. The forest of bones and flesh is seemingly torn asunder, roots and all thrown aside by the mighty waters. But you were left alone. A single standing pillar. A single man to weather the storm. And soon, you are alone. As the water parts around you, allowing you to see what you have to look forward to. The numb feeling evaporates. The wool from your mind is removed. And all that remains is yourself. The sun from on high beating down on you, bleaching the sand beneath your feet and stretching out from beneath you are 7 shadows. You hear it in your mind, that same and near mocking voice. Remember it now or never. It will be but a hazy recollection soon. You are one of 7 birds of a feather. Where the ebb and flow of time has poured your souls into the mold of a shape. Where 3 sisters pull the string cut and measured, have decided your fate. Where the broken cast leave but dust for you to be molded forth from, fired in the kiln of destiny. You will be alone as today's beauty is lost in the madness of tomorrow. As the rot beneath your feet continues to fester for another thousand years. And then there's nothing. And you wake up, sweat dripping from your pores, an awful white and red mixture. If only it were blood. You've evaded us long enough, haven't you, Roland?
I don't know what you're talking about.
One wonders what it was about today that made you feel like you simply must take off. That made you know that you simply needed to leave now. There was no sign of it before. No more so than any other young man or woman out in the world. Do you think you grew too much for your little town? Or perhaps this was always what was going to happen? Nevertheless, it is only within your dreams that you'll have an opportunity to find those answers. So, Roland, you wake up in an endless plain of stained and painted glass, mimicking a prairie. The sun on high is a glass half empty. Liquid heat pours down from it every second into the infernal glass below, the sand. And you are alone, as you've ever been. You see that every step around you is filled with grass and glass. You see that everywhere around you, there are still standing shadows, the remnants of the choices of another. You see that there is nothing in the world left for you except the path forward. And it's been cleared. It's been seen through as if carts and wagons have walked here 1,000 times before. A nice and modest footpath for you, where there is only forward and never back. It's odd, you know. There's a sound at the edge of your senses. One that you can hear and pick up on. One that you know means more than nothing. One that simply must be important. But what does it sound like, Roland? For only you can tell us.
Oh my. Oh, that sound up there, it's that crow that just doesn't belong. It's that odd one out. It's a weak hit. The cry of a baby bird that just flew the nest just a bit too soon, just lost its way. Oh man, something about it. It had siblings, but oh my, it's separated from them. It just needs to do something different. Had that whole flock, and that's the cry of a bird that doesn't know how to cry proper.
But will you pursue it? Will you aid this broken bird?
Well, yeah, can't help but look around like all this, and I don't know, there's so many birds that are just with the rest of the flock, and they know what they're doing, but that no one's going. That bird needs help. No one else is going for it. No one else realizes it needs help. I need to go to that bird.
Then you reach it. After all, there's no one to impede you. There is nothing but time and the world on your side. But you see that on the still beaten path, there is no sign of that bird. You know what that means. What it simply must mean. That you, more than anything, must leave the path of safety. You've seen what happens that move. Of birds that dive down only to be torn apart. Of the molten sun beating down on it, betting against all hope that someone will take it up on its offer. The bird cries out, "Oh, it's in pain now. Oh, it's dying now." There's no one to help it. No one that cares. No one that should.
Well, shucks. There's that well-beaten path. Everyone travels that path, and that bird's on the wrong side of that path. Someone's gotta take the path that no one travels to go and find that bird. You know, my brother goes down that path every day. My other brother, he's on one end of that path, helping that brother, and well, I don't have no reason to take that path, so I gotta go the path no one else is taking. I gotta go help that bird. And what's along that path?
Nobody knows.
And down that path I go. Assuming my mic's been picked up properly.
No, we hear you. Nexus has disappeared.
Technical difficulties, we would surmise. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last.
Wouldn't be a Geek.io production if there weren't technical difficulties.
Yeah!
We're
good
doing
at what we
so
do.
well!
So close.
We were doing so well. We almost got through everybody's character introductions. No. Next, come back.
You and I will never win.
Nope. Nope. I want to give mad props to Nexus though. We're talking in chat over at twitch.tv/geekio show, and he's cheesing it up to 11 on this, and I'm loving it.
I completely agree. As being the first one to go and just get the full breath, I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea how to respond right now.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I'm dead last.
You skipped over. I think I was supposed to be dead last. Oh no.
Nexus.
So I completely zoned out and only zoned back in because it was really quiet.
Just
Did I
type-
miss anything other than y'all's stream
Nope.
stuff? No. Okay.
Apparently, just my fucking headset dying.
Oh, there we go. Next back.
Oh, so now you can hear me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we.
I'm gonna die.
Nexus came back.
It helps when
I'm
your
gonna
mic's
fucking
not
die.
dead.
I'm gonna
Have you
fucking
tried
die.
charging it?
It's been charged. I literally took a nap before this, had dinner. It's charging the whole time. It's not dead. It's just an ass.
Damn.
Thank you, CJ, for the headset.
Yeah, no problem.
We need to send him extras.
You hear that, everyone? I'm looking for sponsors. Anyway.
Twitch.tv/geekio show. You can subscribe with Amazon Prime and.
I try.
You know the worst part is, right? I'll be getting right back into what we were doing just a second ago. The worst part is I muted myself for a second, just flipping the switch, so I could eat chips without interrupting your thing. And this is how the headphones fucking repay me.
That's just how it be sometimes. The corn giveth and the corn taketh away. Or maybe the potato. I don't think we have potato in this world, though. No,
I mean, you do.
Potatoes
do it?
exist
Potatoes?
everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Potatoes are a staple of life.
Potatoes.
Potatoes,
Took 'em from
just like
America in
rice,
this world, but
exist everywhere.
I want
Oh,
french fries
damn.
now.
do like rice.
Potatoes.
I should just
Potatoes in the rice.
I should just eaten ice cream.
You should have. That's what
There
I've
you
been
go.
doing this entire time.
Really? What kind?
Cookies and cream.
A staple.
It is.
I've been
Who just said
yeah.
meh?
Don't worry about it.
You're dead to me. Alright, sorry. Let me put the game face back on. An hour and a half of nothing but hammering it up, and this is how it ends.
We were doing
So close.
so well.
I mean, in reality, we've all just been sleeping this whole time, so.
I completely zoned out. I really want my comfort food, but I shouldn't be driving.
So I followed the bird. Even though it's the path less traveled.
Amidst the cuts and bruises, beyond the places where the grass seems to shoot out like roots, shoot out like sprouts, aiming purely to injure you with no other cause, you do find it. All on its lonesome beneath a twisted tree of glass, sharpened and shaped. There is a single raven. It cries out weakly, hoping for someone to put it out of its misery, to help it, to, well, who can be sure? But there it is, and here you are.
Well, now, there's not gonna be none of that, taking these way there, bud. You made your choice, and I made mine. We'll stick it out together. Two of us, you and me and you. Let's go get you out of there. And that kind of stings. There's a lot of glass here. I don't know why you had to nest right up in that, but I'll get you out right there. I happen to have a little bit of a seed here and there, and give you some seed in, and get you backed up. The two of us will go find all of them.
You reach up, rather down, to grab the bird as it's been injured. Its wings have been snapped in places, cut in others. It may never fly again. Or maybe it will. You don't know shit about birds.
I don't know shit about birds. They don't know to fly. You can walk. Walk's fine. You can walk around.
Plenty of birds walk. Like, you've seen chickens.
I've seen chicken walk. You don't need to fly. Flying's overrated. You'll be the fastest runner bird there ever was. Man, no bird's gonna say shit about your run.
And that was the story of the first emu.
You want to war against those Australians?
And that was the story of the first Australian. But as you touch the bird, lift it up towards you, it turns and gazes directly into your eye. It opens its beak and lets out a raspy wail. You.
Don't need to worry there a little bit. You got old Rolling Barrel with you. The village down the way, but a little bit of the immediate thing, but Barrel here. I'm here to help you out.
Ooh. Ah. You.
I'm Rolling Bower. I'm from down the way. It's a bit of a path, but I guess not so much anymore. I'm definitely decided to head out on my own, but there's nothing wrong with that. We all got, you know how it is. We all got to travel our own path. Again, Rolling Bower. But you, little bit.
Hey. Hey.
I'm sorry. Did you say hate? I didn't quite hear that.
Ooh. Do you hate?
Well, I don't hate no one, little bit. I mean, I guess not the happiest that my big bro ended up marrying the girl I was a little sweet on, but that's my fault. I should have let her know I was sweet on her. So I can't hold too much of a grudge, so a little bit of a thing that he did know I had something going on, but it is what it is. That's the closest thing I got to a grudge, I guess, going on there. But a little bit of a thing, but not too much. How you, little bit? You got? I'm sure you got plenty of grudge. I don't want to pry.
Who you love?
Well, I do love my mom, pa, my older brother, my middle brother, one above me. And again, I was sweet on that girl back home, Samantha, but that's neither here nor there. I can accept that I didn't do quite as much as I should have, but that's fine.
What would you sacrifice?
I mean, for what now? You gotta be more specific there, Robert. I mean, I can't be the owner of the farm.
Who do you love?
I mean, again, I love my mom, pa, and I love my brothers. Not gonna hold against them. There, this and that. But I got my goals out there. It's like if I can't own the farm and I can't help transport the goods, and I gotta go out and make my own way in the world. And I guess for that, I'll sacrifice my relation to my town, and I give up where I come from. You know how that is, little bit. Gotta sometimes you spread out on your own little wings. I mean, we're gonna be walking, you and I. I'm sure you get that. And we go and walk our own direction.
Why were you born?
Well, you know how it is in the farming community. Someone needs to help tend the crops, and, well, you never know with the firstborn and not the secondborn. Well, you still need someone to handle the business side of things. So, to be honest, I was a bit of a spare. It's a little rude to bring that up after I've already mentioned I'm the third child and both my older siblings are alive, but I get that bird culture and farm culture may not quite intersect. I guess I should be lucky that it was just sisters besides that. I do love my sister too, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have to get some money for her dowry and all that, help her out, as a good brother should.
Who deserve to live?
Well, everyone deserves to live. I mean, if you're born upon this earth, then you're meant to be upon this earth. You work the earth, or you work getting the things out and about. You don't just lazy. So, I mean, even those who lazy should still deserve to live. They just need to get off their harness and work for it. Everyone's got to work. I mean, I guess everyone who works deserves to live, and if you don't work, well, you deserve to work. You don't deserve to not live.
Who do you trust?
Well, plumb near everyone, aside from the taxman. Pa made sure I know full well the taxman comes around. No, we only had 2 windows, not 3, not 4, 2 windows. I learned that one quick. Well, from Pa, got to go and mud up the side of the house and make sure no one knows we have 4 windows. So I guess besides the taxman, I trust near everyone.
Do you trust him too?
Oh, I mean, yeah, more or less. I mean, even the tax man. I'm sure he's a good guy, but everyone, and even him, I trust he knows we got a lot of. It's just how it goes.
Your form of flame.
Oh. Well, that one was on me. I'm sure if I let Paul know that we had a thing going on, that maybe he could arrange something. old brother Tom, he was inheriting the farm, and I knew that I was getting the farm, and if I'm getting plumb near nothing at this point, that's just fine. I got it in my own way, and that's how it works. And while the Grace is down the road, they're going to provide a decent dower, and I can't begrudge Big Bro Tom that. And yeah, Samantha, I do wish I was able to do that, but hey. The good thing about that being third time, y'all's got to look on the bright side of everything. Is that I get to go out, find my way, and Samantha might be the prettiest girl in my village, but there's plenty of other villages to go visit. And as a third child, I am free from that burden that Tom and Bill got, so I get to go and try something new. And that's what's important. Got to look on the bright side of everything.
Yourself.
Myself? Do I trust myself now? I mean, I don't make the best decisions all the time. I'm not the most educated, but I follow my heart. I respect my mom and my pa, and I do right by my family. Do I?
Follow your heart.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the road. It's a different road. It's been kind of laid out for me. It's the road I choose. I think I could go the easy road, but if I went the easy road, I'd never find you. Now, would I, little bird? No, little bird, you look like you need some help yourself. So, that I follow my heart. You know, if my heart fault led me to you, I need to trust my heart a bit. I think.
You are a bleeding heart.
Well, that's one way of calling it. That is not incorrect. I've been told that from time to time.
You would sacrifice your everything. Give up that which could be yours. What do you stand for? You who fights with the breeze.
Well, wow. What I stand for? By the life of the land. I mean, the breeze comes through, it blows and keeps us cool while the sun beats down. But if the sun don't beat down, then the crops don't grow. And the crops don't grow, well, no one gets fed. But the sun beats down. Someone tells me something to do with the water and whatnot. But the water comes down. Oh, the water comes down. Oh, I don't get to do anything all day. But the water comes down, it feeds the crops. Crops grow with the hot sun. It all fits together. And I stand for making sure that everything keeps going. It's hard. We all got to do what we got to do. Keep things going, keep things alive, and sometimes that just means taking the hard way.
Are a coward.
Oh.
Your decision is to make no decision. You stand for nothing. You allow the world to spin for you. You are driven by whim. You have saved a life. You have doomed a life. What do you see ahead of you?
Oh, look around. I see a damn near a lot more glasses than I'm used to. This is certainly a smidge unusual. I definitely see this bed of a bird right in front of me or not a bed of a bird, yeah, you're a bit of an adult bird now. I see a little bit more than an adult. That's kind of throwing me for a loop here, but I thought you were a smidge younger than you were, but that's how it be sometimes. Even older birds need some time to rest, and I do see a ton of glass. And I'm not gonna lie, if we're talking more metaphorically and all that nonsense, then hard times lead to hard people, and hard people make good times. And you know what? I want good times to be in the future, so I gotta harden myself up. But not in that way, you know, keep it clean, keeping the butt board and all that.
What are you talking about? Is this one of those sex things? Is this one of your human sex things?
I mean, I feel like that's.
I was led to believe that humans do not have the sex things with the birds.
Well, not with the bird.
Are you a weird human?
To be honest, I'm a third son, so I'm a third son that's not handling in the landholder business, so that does make me a bit of an oddball out there. But I mean, I got weird two birds of a feather, so to speak. You're off choosing your own way. I guess I gotta make my own way. You're being a little hurtful there with saying that I'm just following winds, and I guess this is a path laid out before me, or that's a little mean, but I mean, you're not wrong either. Some good wisdom in there, man.
Bird is like now seeming like incredibly uncomfortable. It's flapping its wings uselessly. Blood is spraying, like arterial blood is just spraying all over as it's forcing itself to try to move out of your grasp. Now that it thinks that you are somehow sexually attracted to birds, it's not getting anywhere, but it's trying so hard.
I'm not sexually attracted. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of weird. That's all kind of back on the down the road. We don't talk too much about him. He's doing his own thing. But no, you need to. I'm not the best at splitting some wings. Let's get your wings fixed up. We can hang out together while you get yourself going.
No, I just wanted to tell you.
What do you want to tell me, little bud?
You are going to waste your life. You will throw yourself on the sword. You are one of 7. 7 birds of a feather. A flock that has been decided by fate.
Well, sure. Does that mean I got a whole new family? Ain't that's the best news I could hear. A little bit rude to say that I'm going to throw my life away, but it is what it is.
Bird starts pecking at one of its wings. It's been spewing out arterial blood.
It is trapped in my hands at this point, and I am already holding it firmly. Like
that point, it's pecking at your hand.
It is dealing.
It's not like the most effective way to like hurt you, but it's not like you're not already injured.
That is true. There's a lot of glass here, and you're gonna mock me for coming out of my way to help you. What are you doing out in this glass here? Come on.
Metaphor.
Metaphor? What's a metaphor? I mean, got a meta. I know what a pick is for. I know what a bow is for. I know what a hoe is for. But what's a metaphor?
Not paid enough for this.
That wasn't in character, just so everyone knows.
It really was.
Well, now, I met a neighbor, I met a tax man, I met a trader, but I've never met a fool either.
Look in a mirror. Now that one wasn't canon. Closer.
Okay, I'll bring the little bird up close in my face. This is usually
the bird immediately pecks you in the eye, and it's done.
Yeah, I called that one.
and we come upon the end of our threading, with only Kamono left. I think that's his name. That's like
Yeah.
second character. For some of you, there are places that you would not tread were you in your right mind. For others, though, there are places where you feel the most at home. And these places could cause fear in those unworthy. They could cause trepidation, terror. But one amongst you has lived amongst this for who knows how long. Kimono, it is fair to say that you don't live in some kind of farmhouse, cottage, or manor. You are not a rich man by any means. But it is also fair to say that you accomplish what you believe is necessary.
Right.
That you have a certain way of acquiring your means. And that you don't care how bloody you get if it serves to advance those means. So I'm going to ask this once. Where do you find yourself tonight? Where are you sleeping or resting? Where have you closed your eyes? Where have your eyes been closed for you?
I just finished a hunt. I just washed off my face a little bit in the river nearby, and now I am sleeping peacefully with a full stomach, and after offering up my offering to the outsiders, I am sleeping up in a tree. Just relaxing.
Yeah. I imagine that would be relaxing. You fall asleep in a tree. The elements outside are calm for once. The moon is high in the sky, and you feel at one with yourself, ignoring the whispers at the edge of your senses, ignoring the way that the air smells fake in a way that it always has since you've awakened these secondary, tertiary, and perhaps even quaternary senses. Which is why you don't wake up until the sound of the air goes silent. When the wind stops whistling, when the sound of the trees has silenced, when the insects stop buzzing, and all that is left is yourself. You don't really notice the transition at first. There's not any one moment when you suddenly realize you're in a different place. There's no there's no jarring sense that you are somewhere that you weren't a moment ago. In fact, it's just like opening your eyes. Natural, instinctive, simple. Where before you were laying down, nestled in the branches of a tree, now you are upright, standing on two legs, surrounded by what can only be a cemetery.
All right.
Every headstone you see is made out of this strange carved and painted glass. Every building you see is built out of bodies. Odd, twisted manifestations of something. You scent at the air, and it is still. You can smell the grave dirt. The recently turned burial sites. The things that lurk beneath. And yet you feel strangely calm. Perhaps the first thing that turns your attention to the fact that you may be somewhere odd is the fact that you can't feel it. Those phantom urges from your outsiders pleading with you to pain, curious about your next move. Amused at your next choice of prey. They're just gone. And you feel the same as ever, perhaps the same as you were before. I suppose there never was a before, not for you. Even when you hadn't made a contract, you were still more. But how much more were you? And what do you plan to do now that you are, at least momentarily, free of their influence?
Silence is a little deafening, but I'll take it. I'm gonna go over and take a look at one of the gravestones. Just take a look at the name on it.
Here lies Biffbog, a shield for the undeserving.
Pretty pathetic shield. Kind of get up and
You find that there are 5 more gravestones within easy walking distance.
yeah.
The next one says, "From stone you were wrought, and to stone you return. Firite, you will be forgotten."
That's sad. Hopefully he is remembered as well. Or they are remembered as well.
The next is simple. Simply the name Kuma, with a number of scratches, almost as if someone is trying to whittle away the name, but just couldn't manage it. It's hard to read, but it's not yet gone.
Good old Luna.
Next, you see Roland. A dreamer in a dreamless world, forever carried by the winds onto his death.
A dreamer. How sad.
You head further in. There are only a handful of these gravestones left. To the left, you see there is one. Alvaro, formerly of Florent, son of slavers and bastards. Failure, like the rest.
Yeah. There's one less person in the world that'll be useless.
And finally, off all the way to the side, only just within walking distance, you see the name Kairos written out. There is no appellation here. Instead, all that's left is a quicksilver dagger that has been snapped at the spine, stabbed into the gravesite, directly above where the body's heart would be.
That is impressive. Probably a vampire. Neat.
And there are no more graves to see. And yet, in front of you, ahead of you, there is a building to enter. The door is open. The lights are off.
Apprehensively look at the building and head towards it. And for a penny.
The building is built from a strange black stone. Idly knocking on it, you can feel that it may not be the sturdiest of materials, but it is smooth like glass. And inside each piece, it almost feels as if a memory is held. There is a shrine here. Or rather, a raised platform. Several outlying areas into which there used to be painted glass. You can make it out now. An area where the gods should be worshipped. But there's none of that now. Instead, there's just dust. A casket in the center of the room, just barely uncovered. And several empty nooks.
Slowly walk up to the casket and kind of peek into it.
Inside the casket, you see a man's body. They're familiar to you. How could they not be? The frame is lithe and yet holding a faint trace of muscularity. Horns branch from their head like a crown, and their long scarlet locks flow all the way to their waist. You would recognize this face anywhere. You must, after all. It is your face.
Step back.
But it's more than just your face. Where you have scars, just these microscopic things that would make you seem less attractive. They have made them, they almost frame this figure's face in a way that emphasizes them, the brutality of their existence. You're running?
Step back and instinctively reach for the long sword.
And it's gone. From out of the casket, this glow rises. Slowly. Well, they have nothing to fear. You can hear the sound of their muscles and bones popping into place, as if they've been stuck there for nigh on forever. There's a familiarity in their movement as they try to gain something similar to familiarity with this body, with comfort. Yeah, I think that'll work. So,
So,
how you doing?
I was good before a really fucking handsome zombie was in front of me.
Hey, don't cut yourself short. There's a really handsome corpse in front of me too.
Why am I dead?
Think. Because you started breathing. I hear it happens to all of you, mortals.
Fair.
But hey, while you're asking questions, I may as well ask one of my own. What's the name of this meat suit?
Kimono.
Mono, huh? Sounds fierce. I think I like that one.
It means beast.
I'm sure it does. It come all the way from across the Opal Sea?
That's what I'm told.
You wouldn't know, would you? Oh, well, I suppose it doesn't matter. So if this skin bag is kimono, then that leaves the question. Why are you here, doggy?
Well, I was thinking of asking you the same thing there, handsome. I was asleep, and now I'm here.
That must be it. I think I've got it all figured out now. But some things don't add up. The body gets closer and closer. They're only moving normally, and yet you can feel it. Your senses acting up, as if a predator is staring you down, as if an outsider is waiting to enact upon you, to pull the last of your string, to see you worn out entirely. So let's say I ran off with this thing here, and I just decided to go about my merry way, killing and fucking and leaving a wonderful little trail of, let's say, bodies. You got any family I should avoid?
Not anymore. 8-1.
Ooh, that one's always fun.
Use the other one for Bilth.
Oh, is that waste of space still alive?
Yeah.
Would have thought they'd been consumed by now. What a lucky little urchin. And if I were to use this, sock puppet you call a body. There's not anyone you owe, is there?
Suppose there is the one guy that gave me my sword and taught me how to use it. And figure he's the only guy that I really give a shit about.
And do you have any enemies?
Well, anything that breathes and tries to come at me is my enemy. But I suppose that makes me the enemy of everything that lives and breathes.
Living and breathing is overrated. Take my word for it.
Well, apparently I agree.
I'm glad you see it my way. But you have such a fiendish little existence, don't you? What do you have to live for, exactly? Why shouldn't I just tear your puny little heart out, pluck it like a little grape, devour it, and be on my merry way? Why do you deserve to live?
I am fun. I add a element of surprise. I have been told by the outsiders that it's not a chore to hang around with me.
One must assume they've simply not spent enough time around those murder hobos. You give off the distinct stench of one. But then again, if you didn't smell like that, who knows if I'd have found you?
I always try to make murder worth it. I mean, admittedly, sometimes it is just because I am hungry.
The creature inches closer. They hold out their hand and begin to trace a loving circle directly above your heart. And even though they only use their fingers to touch you, it feels like they're drawing something with claws. Before I devour you, tell me, what do you have to hope for? What brings joy to you?
Joy is hard to find. You find it in the simplest of things. When you feel the last bit of life slip from your hunt, when you feel the rush of wind through your hair as you are escaping those who are trying to hunt you, luring them into traps. What do I hope for? I guess freedom.
Freedom. Now isn't that right? And yet, I suppose you've answered enough. Let it never be said that I am one who fights fate. Your name, Kemono. I suggest you act on it. You must follow the sands. Return them to their hourglass. You must follow the beast. And slaughter it. You must find the truth that is hidden underneath the underneath. And when they are all put to the sword, when the last of the conspiracy fall, you will be ready to take a step beyond. But my little beastie, you are not a solitary predator. You are no lone wolf. And instead, you are but one of 7. The 7 who have been knit together. 7 who are inexplicably, inexorably forced. The 7 who will spell the doom of all those loved, or their survival. And I look forward to seeing who you'll betray in the end. And as he says that, he plunges his hand directly into your chest and tears out your heart. I'll take this as a little parting present. Something for you to remember me by. And he just kind of pokes your heart in one hand and just drinks it all in. And you wake up. All of you have had a very strange night. And none of you remember precisely what it was that you've seen. But each of you know that you are not alone. That there is a place that you must gather. That there is a place that you will find the rest. That there is blood and glass and white. That there is death and memory. That you may be alone for now, but you will not stay that way, else you will all perish. I am now going to get a drink of water so that my throat can stop being destroyed.
Yeah, it is fair.
Understandable.
Oh, I feel so lightheaded.
Man just went for 3 hours.
Whew.
You know what?
That sounds about right.
I believe, and I know this will kill you all, that with the first threading complete, and you all having been given your first dose of fate, that we must unfortunately come to an end here, so that we will begin at the top of our story next week. Don't worry, we'll be having a real full session next time.
Do we level up?
There is no levels in this game. You are all poor little tier 1s. But you do all gain
Tear up.
1 karma.
Woo!
Oh,
Just one?
That's
Ah, shucks.
but not P. We get the comma instead. What is it?
Sorry, fuck. I meant RP. I was looking at...
Yeah, there we go.
I run Shadowrun in the morning and my mind is already switching gears.
No, I'll tell that book. Oh, man.
And you can turn that accent off before I figure out a way to throw my shoe all the way through the monitor and kick you on the other side.
That is entirely fair. Oh no! Wait.
I was actually thinking about doing a hillbilly accent like that too until he started doing it. I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna do gravelly, growly, sleeps outside all the fucking time.
Honestly, probably the better choice. I've made my bed and I will lie in it.
Yeah, let's see how many sessions it takes you to forget you have an accent.
Right?
It took me 2 sessions in the Monday campaign to forget I was a Southern Belle.
It'd be like that.
I was also sick for like 2 weeks and didn't feel like doing an accent.
It'd also be like that.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for me to blow out my voice and forget that and not be able to growl my voice like that and just be like, yeah, nope, I'm done.
You got it.
There's a point where you just aren't gonna do it anymore. I run too many campaigns to remember my own accents.
Also fair.
It's sad but true.
Yeah, luckily for me, my way of talking or accent, I'm just basically masking to myself in my room all alone. And there I go.
It's also entirely fair that I would still be forgetting the accents regardless of whether or not I was running so many campaigns. So it's not a real excuse.
Might as well use it if it's there, right?
Yep.
Oh, right.
CJ, would you mind?
Oh, I indeed don't mind at all. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate it for ourselves and all of the 170 something people that have been hanging out with us this entire time.
Not impressed.
It is greatly an honor for everybody to be hanging out with us here. Thank you, Daniel Fox and the crew over there at Grim and Perilous, and I don't want to get the name wrong here. Andrew
McNeil, I think.
Yeah.
With an M. Yeah, Andrew McNeil Publishing.
Yeah,
Being
Andrew McNeil Publishing for putting out this amazing book and giving us the review copy of this so we can get this ball rolling. They are not sponsoring us in any way, shape, or form. I just want to shout them out because they are awesome people. If you want to support the channel, you can head over to twitch.tv/geekio show. There, you can put your still beating heart on the love button and get notified whenever we go live. That is now 4 times a week.
I think it's 3 unless we're doing Shadowrun on tomorrow morning.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, man, it's time for the Death Wish.
I did reach out to them.
Did you actually do it?
I did.
That's mostly me trolling.
No, I did. I reached out to them. Yeah, 3 times now. So we added a slot after some issues with the Tuesday night game. But yeah, we added a slot, and yeah. But you can support the channel for free if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber by doing a Prime subscription. That is literally you punching Jeff Bezos in the nose, taking money out of his pocket, and giving it to me. And where I give money to...
And more importantly, me.
And that is me giving money to our hardworking producers and everybody working here. In reality, I get the least amount of money whenever I get money from Twitch. And if you are super awesome, you can just subscribe to the channel, and that is you punching yourself in the nose, taking money out of your own pocket and giving it to me. You're free to do that. I'm not going to argue with you, but if there's a choice between punching Jeff Bezos in the nose and punching yourself in the nose, always punch the billionaire in the nose. Other than that, Patreon.com/geekio is where you can support the channel and the network directly. If you don't want to do anything with Twitch and Amazon, that's cool. I understand. It's not for everybody. And also, geek-io.net/Discord is where we are located for our official Discord channel. For Nexus, myself, and the rest of the crew here, we love you all. Be good to one another, and we will see you right back here next week with more Blackbird's goodness. Bye, y'all.